Hello, my wonderful Aries. Welcome back to Vovo Drag Tarot. I, of course, am Joni Vovo, a drag performer based in Sydney, Australia, in Sydney's inner west. So you might find me at places such as Oxford Street, Enmore, Newtown, Erskineville, and the likes. Um, so I do these group collective readings. I'm trying to do one reading per sign per month. We're now up to July. Can you believe we're into the second half of this year already? How fast things fly. So this is a general reading for Aries. So if Aries is your sun, moon, or rising, this video is for you. But like all collective readings, just take what resonates. So if the message is for you, it's for you. If not, that's okay. Just leave it. It's for another Aries watching on. And I am using the Rider White deck and using a Celtic cross to look at your current situation, what challenges you might be currently facing, as well as what might be coming up that you don't see, as well as a potential outcome. And like all readings, this does not tell you the future. I just look at the current energies and the direction they're going in. So use this as a chance to have a bit more clarity and insight about your situation and know that you are a sovereign being. You are a divine being having a human experience. So you definitely have free will. So make your own choices based on your life and what information might come out in this reading. Also, my cat is currently prowling the room, as she does, checking all the exits, checking that I'm alive. So if she jumps in and interrupts the reading, that's just a part of it. But otherwise, I'll just read on. So yeah, I'll just give the cards one more shuffle and then we'll get started. All right, Aries. Let's look at your current situation. So we've got, oh, interesting, the Five of Cups upside down. So the Five of Cups are very much about disappointment, about things that didn't work out, about things where you might be looking at areas of your life where it did not turn out the way you're expecting, and there might be a lot of disappointment there. So usually with the Five of Cups, I point out these two cups sitting behind the person. So they're very focused and transfixed on these three cups that are spilt. So, you know, all the water is poured out. All the water is poured out, all the opportunities are gone. Whereas there's still these two cups sitting behind them that are standing upright and full of abundance. But all of their mental energy and emotional energy is focused on what didn't work out and what has been lost. So this was sitting upside down in your current energy, which can mean two things. It may mean that you're coming out of a period where there has been a sense of grief and loss. So you may have been focusing on and processing things in your life that didn't work out, and you're coming out of that. You know, you've done the work, you've processed those feelings, and you're ready to move on. Upside down can also mean that you're stuck in this energy, that maybe this disappointment, this heartbreak, these areas where you invested your emotional energy that didn't work out, maybe it happened a while ago and you're still stuck there, ruminating on it, thinking about it, and you can't move past it. So take what resonates. Those are the two readings of this card inverted. Either you've spent that time processing and healing and you're ready to move on, or you're very much stuck there and there's something holding you back from letting it go and moving on. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what the other cards reveal. In your immediate past, we've got the Queen of Cups. Interesting. So the Queen of Cups cups are all about the emotional realm, knowing the depths and the breadths of your capacity to feel and love and invest as a person. And the Queen of Cups is generally a pretty centered person. So given the range, depth and breadth of human experiences, of emotional investment and love and all of that, she knows that loving and investing, it can hurt. It can come at a cost. You can invest and it might not come back to you. So she very much is aware of her capacity, her ginormous and wonderful breadth of capacity to give and to invest, regardless of the outcome. So this might be where you were in the past. So there might have been situations around you where you were being asked to invest a lot, to give a lot of your emotional self and your ability to care and to love and to give and to be invested into all sorts of wonderful depths. That's your past. And then your current situation is, well, it seems a few of those places that I invested didn't lead anywhere, and they did lead to heartbreak. They did lead to loss. And that's really difficult. And you possibly, because it was the Queen of Cups, knowingly went into these situations. You knew that you had the capacity to step up and invest and to give and to love wholeheartedly. And you did this knowing that a possible outcome was that it wasn't going to work out. So it's a place where you had a lot of grace and a lot of gratitude, and you know, sometimes we go into a situation knowing that we have a capacity to invest, knowing that it's not always going to work out. And it seems that's where you are now. You gave a lot of yourself. It didn't work out, but perhaps you knew that. And so now you're just sitting in that space going, okay, well, this is what I gave. This is what I came with. This is what I had to offer. And it was a situation where it didn't lead anywhere. What I invested didn't come back to me. What I invested didn't multiply in abundance. And I would dare say, perhaps, even if you feel a bit exhausted and a bit heartbroken, you're aware and you know. You know that this was a potential outcome of where you put your energy. Doesn't mean it's any easier to deal with, but it's not that it blindsided you. You gave willingly and gave freely, and it still didn't work out. Which sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah? All right, so let's look at the immediate future, or what's immediately coming up. We've got strength. Well, that's kind of awesome. So strength is all about, so you can see that this person here, she's very much, I don't want to say a lion tamer, because it's not that she's there going, whoosh, fall into line, whoosh, you know, aligned to my will. It's not that at all. But she's become friends with the lion. You can see her hands around the maw of the lion. So she's at a position where she could just easily put her head into the lion's mouth, put her hand into the lion's mouth, and know that she's safe and she's okay with that. And the lion very much represents those parts of ourself that are wild and untamed and unkempt and are unpredictable. And they're parts of ourselves that we might be afraid of, we might be scared of, but she is not fazed by those parts of herself. She knows her shadow self, she knows the parts of her that are reactive, and she's made friends with it. So I would dare say, if we look at this progression, There was a situation where you went in with your full openness of emotional capacity to give and invest. It did not work out the way you hoped. You might have anticipated it. You maybe saw that this was a potential outcome, that even if you were open and investing and giving all of yourself, it still might have not had the most, like an outcome where everyone wins, you know, where what you gave resonated with everyone around you and, you know, it was a great success for everyone. That didn't happen. But you're very aware of yourself. And you could feel resentment. You could feel bitter. You could turn around and be like, well, you know, why the, not to swear, but like, why the fuck did I invest in you? You didn't deserve it, blah, 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 blah. No. You're not having any of that knee-jerk reaction. You know yourself. You know what you were open to and you knew what you were giving. And instead of being bitter or angry or, let's say, cutting people off or turning around and being like, like any of your disappointment or frustration, you're not turning it outward onto anyone. You're aware of it and you're like, okay, that's fine. I might be disappointed, I might be hurt, but I can deal with this. I can face that within me. I can be friends with it, and it's okay. I would just point out that there is a very, very high level of emotional maturity here. Like, regardless of this situation, you know yourself fully. You fully know your capacity, and you also fully know that if a situation doesn't work out, how it's going to affect you, and you're okay with that, and you can process that and be friends with it. This is a very, very, very high level of emotional maturity. Just saying. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know if there's work, don't know if there's romance, don't know if there's a friend situation, but you are very much aware of and in control of what you are giving, and regardless of the outcome, you're very much aware and control of your own responses, which is very, very beautiful. Like, whatever situation this is, I would just highly commend you. The way that you are holding yourself is very, very beautiful. All right. So let's look at the cross energy. And the cross energy might be the problem, challenge, area of growth, area of wisdom that you might be facing. I mean, just look at those first three cards. There's already a problem area. But let's dig a little deeper and see like what you might be facing at the moment in terms of your area of growth. Ace of Cups upside down. Oh, okay. So Ace of Cups is very much when the universe steps in and says, here, right here, is an opportunity, a new opportunity for you to find amazing emotional fulfillment. Cups are all about the emotions, are all about passion and fulfillment. And the thing is, the cross energy or the challenge is that this was upside down. So it looks like whatever happened here, the reason why you were deciding to be so open and so generous and so giving and so calm, cool, collected, so aware of yourself and so benevolent, let's just say, was because you knew that whatever this situation was, it had the chance to be deeply meaningful and fulfilling, whether that was for you or for everyone else in the situation. You knew that there was a potential and a chance here for it to be meaningful. And unfortunately, the challenge was that didn't happen. This fulfillment, this meaning didn't happen. And I would dare say this is not through any fault of yours. You know, you probably saw the opportunity, you saw the potential, and you went into it fully focusing on the potential of this situation. And it didn't happen. So the challenge for you now is how to deal with that. It's like you had a vision of where things could go. You had a vision of what could happen. And you worked towards that, which was beautiful and amazing, and it didn't happen. And so now the work that you need to do is how to not be bitter, not just be angry at people saying, you know, oh, if you all just got on board, if you all just saw the potential here, great things could have happened. But, you know, it's not your job. It's not your job to make or help people see things from a higher perspective. And that's a horrible lesson. I hate that lesson, you know? If you've got a vision and if you can see a better way, you can fully like work towards that and navigate towards that. And if no one else is on board, you've got no control over that. People make their own choices. So the challenge here is to accept that your grand, amazing vision for this situation, whatever it is, you can see it, you can taste it, you can work towards it, but it might not happen. And it might not happen because of things out of your control. And it might not happen because of choices other people make. Which is okay, but sucks. Oh, Aries, I'm sorry, that's really intense. How you doing? Are you okay? All right, let's look at what you're aware of about this situation. The Hierophant upside down. Ooh, okay. So the Hierophant is all about a few different things. The Hierophant is about tradition. It's about structural knowledge and structural ways of doing things. So if you're in a workplace, your workplace might have processes, visions, and values and procedures. If you're in a family, there might be traditions that happen in that family. This is all about that sort of top level, looking at things from the top down, ways of doing things. And it was inverted. So whatever this situation is, you possibly saw that the visions and values of this context, again, work, family, relationship, you probably saw the potential of those structures. You're like, surely we're all on the same page about this. Surely this is what we all believe. Surely this is the direction we're going in. But again, going back to that upside down Ace of Cups, you saw the opportunity. You even saw the pathways and the structures and the vision and values that would get you there. You're like, come on, everyone. Surely we're on the same page about this. But it didn't happen. And that's really difficult. You know, often in a workplace, we join a company, we take on a job, and we're like, okay, this is what I'm trying to achieve. This is the structures. These are the values that we've all signed up to. And on paper, that can all look good and sound good. But then at the end of the day, what people are doing doesn't always align with what they should be doing or what they've agreed to be doing. So it seems like, I'm just going to use work as the context here. Perhaps you were in a workplace where you thought everyone was on board to achieve the same thing. You thought everyone's roles and values were going to align to this. And you're like, come on, everyone, we're going in the same direction. Let's do this. And it didn't happen. And now you're probably questioning these structures and vision and values and traditions. You're like, well, this is what everyone said, but this isn't what everyone's doing. It doesn't match. It doesn't align. Why am I here? Why did I agree to this? Why am I here in these structures? This is what everyone says, but this isn't what everyone's doing. And that's what you're aware of. Okay? Let's look at what you don't see about this situation. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So the Queen of Pentacles is the most practical queen in the deck. She is very much in line with her values, very much in line what she needs to do to take care of herself and take care of the people around her in a very practical sense. And this was sitting in what you don't see about the situation. So I would dare say that you were probably overextending yourself to take care of everyone around you. So when you had this vision, you even saw the way there, because you're like, okay, well, we've all agreed to this. We're all on the same page. These are the structures. Let's do it. You probably worked really, 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 really hard to enact and enable your vision. You probably helped everyone around you. You're like, okay, well, I can see you're doing this role. This is where you're trying to go. I'm going to help you. I can see you're doing this role. This is what we're trying to achieve. I'm going to help you to get to the vision and the value that I can see that we've all signed up to and all agreed to. So I think you've done a lot of practical things. You've worked really, really hard to help yourself and help everyone, which is probably why you're also additionally baffled. It's like, but it was so obvious. This is the goal. This is what we all agreed to. I helped you all, and we still didn't get there. What's going on? So you've very much been hand to the plow, nose to the grindstone, doing all the work for yourself and everyone around you in this situation. And it still didn't turn out, and it still didn't get there. So you're probably very exhausted, very baffled. And I'll keep coming back to this. You're probably questioning yourself. You're like, but I worked very hard. I invested a lot. And if I put these two cards together, I would dare say, I'm going to use a strong word, the failure. What you see as failure of not being able to achieve and get to the goal, you're probably directing that very inwards. You're saying, but I worked really hard. What did I do wrong? But I invested here, there, and everywhere. What did I do wrong? Why? It was so clear, so obvious, the path forward, and I worked really hard and I helped everyone. Why didn't it work out? What did I do wrong? So I have a feeling there's a lot of self-criticism here, and you're taking on the onus of responsibility. You think that you didn't work hard enough, you didn't do enough, that it didn't work out because of you. And I would dare say that that's not helpful. That's not right. Be kind to yourself. Sorry, cat. Like I said back here, there were structures in place. People had their role. People had their own workload and responsibility, and they didn't do it. And you took it on. I think you took on the workload and responsibility and roles of a lot of people, and it still didn't work out. And that's definitely not because of you. Okay? Sorry, cat. Sorry, cat. All right. So let's look at the advice about this situation. Very much that, okay? So we've had a lot of Queen energy here, okay? Queen of Cups. Wonderful depth and capacity to invest. Queen of Pentacles. Very hardworking. They're the first person to put their hand up and do all the work for themselves and for everyone else. Advice. Queen of Swords. time to take a step back and see things with clarity. Like I said, I feel like you've been on the front line, investing very much of your emotional energy and your practical energy. And this situation, whatever it is, that it didn't turn out, it's time now to look at it with clarity. You know what you invested. You know what time and energy you put in. It's time to look around and see the situation for what it is. What was your responsibility? What wasn't your responsibility? What did other people put in? What did other people not put in? Know the limits of what was yours and what was other people. So the Queen of Swords very much cuts through things. It's time to take a step back, separate yourself from the situation. And it's not about assigning blame. A lot of people like to say that the Queen of Swords is the bitch card. I like to see all the cards with the pros and cons. I'm going to say a pro here is know what was yours and know what was other people's. Don't take on what was not yours to take on. And there might be a time and a place for you to call people out. Say, hey, this was your responsibility and you didn't do it. You said that you would contribute in this way and you didn't. It's very much a card of accountability. Knowing what is yours and knowing what is other people's. And that's sitting in your advice. Okay? Sorry, cat interrupting. Anything to add, Azuki? Nope. Okay. We'll keep going. All right, sitting in, looked at advice, external factors, or the environment of the situation. We've got another queen. This is very interesting. So the Queen of Wands is all about manifesting. So the Queen of Wands is very charismatic. She can walk into a room. She can get everyone on side, say what her vision is, and everyone is on board, and it happens. This was upside down. Again, we've had all four queens. We've had all four queens in this reading. So sitting in the external factors was the Queen of Wands upside down, which says to me that you were in a situation where you were automatically placed in low power. When you spoke up, whatever the context was, work, family, relationship, people would automatically not listen. People would automatically question what you had to say, would automatically doubt and challenge anything that you're bringing to the table. And that's not a comment on you, that's a comment on the context that you're in. So it might have been a situation that was fiercely competitive, where people were just looking out for themselves, where people were not trying to achieve a goal for the greater good. So it sounds like it was very competitive and possibly toxic, and that was the situation you were walking into. So even if you came in and you were fully confident and assured of your idea and fully wanting to bring something in where everyone would win, there was automatically resistance. Automatically, people are going to cast dispersion on what you had to say. So that's the context and situation you were in. So again, going back to the Queen of Swords, know your situation. Know what you had to deal with. Know what you had to face. Know what was yours. Know what wasn't yours. It sounds like this situation was perhaps a little toxic and was not going to work. People weren't going to work for the greater good anyway, automatically from the get-go. And that's what you had to deal with. All right, let's look at your hopes and fears about the situation. Oh, Six of Pentacles. Of course. So Six of Pentacles is all about being generous, where you can say, hey, this is what I've got to offer, and I'm open and willing to bring it to the table because I want to bring my best. I want everyone to achieve their best. And, I am being very open with what I have here. This is a card of openness, mutuality, And it's very beautiful and very awesome. And it was sitting in your hopes and fears. So you went in with amazing intentions. You really did. But your fear was that other people were not going to meet you in the same place. And I would dare say, looking at the cards, that's what happened. You went in with amazing intentions and people did not meet you there. Which sucks, which absolutely sucks. And now you're having to deal with the aftermath. And, going back, right back to that Queen of Cups, you came from a very centered and wonderful place. You had a lot to offer, a lot to give, and you wanted everyone to win. That's wonderful. It just sucks it didn't turn out that way. All right, let's look at the most likely outcome. And again, you are a sovereign being. You are a divine creature having a human experience, so you've got free will, so make your own choices. But a possible outcome is the star upside down. Well, I hate saying this, but it seems that this whole experience has been a learning experience, okay? You know your divine nature. You know your guiding star. You know what you're trying to achieve. You know what you're trying to bring into reality. You're very much in alignment and in attunement with that. And that is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. It's upside down, which means, unfortunately, this experience has got you questioning that. You're probably doubting yourself, saying, but I could see this amazing outcome for everyone. Everyone could have won. We could have gone in this wonderful positive direction and it would have been so easy. Except other people weren't on board with it and didn't want to join in and participate. And unfortunately, that's your learning experience here. And I hate that. It's horrible. So what do? If you can see a better world, if you know your purpose, you know your value, you know what you're bringing, you know what you're adding, and the world is going to show you resistance to that. And unfortunately, that's the reality of life in this world. How do you deal with that? How do you balance these two things? How do you live in one alignment with your wonderful, wonderful self and then bring it into a world where there's going to be resistance? I don't have the answer here. And I would just say, don't lose this. Don't lose who you are. Don't lose your passion. Don't lose your visions. Don't lose your dreams. It might just be a matter of discernment. Looking at places, looking at people, saying, if I invest, if I give, is it going to be well received? Or going right back to the Queen of Cups. If I invest, if I give, and it's not well received, do I have the capacity for that? And that's okay. Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes you might have an amazing, wonderful vision and plan for a context, and you might look at it and decide, no, I don't have the resources for that. I can't give beyond my capacity. And then other times you might do a bit of thinking and being like, okay, this time I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to do it. I'm going to invest because it might just work this time. People might be receptive. And I would just say at the end of all of this, Aries, please don't lose your spark. It seems you've got so much value to offer. You've got a wonderful, beautiful vision of the world that you want to bring into reality. And that is beautiful and it's amazing. Do not lose that. Take care of yourself. Be discerning, be wise. If you invest and it doesn't work out, that's okay. Just walk away, rebuild yourself. Take care of your energy. And if you do have a chance to invest again, be wise, be discerning. You've done this before. This isn't your first time at the rodeo. Just have a think. If I give, if I invest, will it be well received? And the thing is, it's okay to hold back. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to say no. Protect your energy. Protect your energy. But also, if you have the capacity, if you have a feeling it's going to go well, definitely invest, definitely give. bring your beautiful light and your beautiful star into the world. You know, I'm just going to say that's possibly and probably and most likely your purpose here, to do this work, even though it's hard, even though it sucks, and even though it doesn't always work out. Okay? Okay. All right, let's have a quick look at the bottom of the deck. All right. 9 of Pentacles, living large, rebuild yourself, live your best life. If it's only you in your world, that's okay. Celebrate, worship, love your life. You're wonderful. You have so much to offer, so much to give, so much to bring. And if it's just for you for a time, that's okay. Ace of Wands, new opportunities coming in. There's always going to be new opportunities for you. If one thing ends, if one thing doesn't work out, just know it's never an end. It's never a brick wall or a dead end. There's always going to be more opportunities for you. Ooh, okay. Okay. There's a lot of energy going on. Okay. Got some changes coming on. Maybe maybe you've put your hand to a few things and it's all turned out the same way and all been very similar. But perhaps in the future, there's going to be something that's going to take you by surprise and be quite different, take you in a completely new direction. Be open to it. Be ready. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'll just say, be open, be ready. You might be tired. You might feel a bit put out, but that's okay. Rebuild yourself. Know that you have a lot to give and you're always going to have opportunities to invest. So if you have to walk away, if you have to lick your wounds, that's okay. That's okay. Just stay true to your star, okay? All right, Aries. Well, that's the end of my reading for July. Please leave comments below, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and otherwise I'll see you next time, my lovelies. Bye for now. Bye.